The Las Vegas Aces, the team that revitalized the modern day super team in the WNBA. They went from dominating the league, winning back-to-back championships, literally having teams craft their roster in order to beat the Aces, is now the team that did not live up to expectations this year, and is a team that's one by one falling apart in front of our own.
What if I told you that the once mighty Las Vegas Aces, the reigning queens of the WNBA, are now teetering on the edge of collapse? Free agency has begun, and the outlook is grim. Key players are considering departures, and the front office is in disarray. How is MVP A'ja Wilson navigating this sudden downfall? From championship glory to a looming implosion, the Aces' rapid descent is nothing short of shocking.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great, it looks great. But I wanna be the best person. I wanna be the best teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team.
While Vegas falters, the Indiana Fever are rising, constructing an unstoppable powerhouse led by Caitlin Clark and a revamped front office that's making waves. Could this signal a shift in the WNBA's balance of power? Change is coming. Are you ready?
Recently, they have been in the news for all the wrong reasons.
Remember when the Las Vegas Aces were the pinnacle of the WNBA? Those glory days are slipping away. The once dominant dynasty is unraveling, with turmoil brewing in Sin City. The Aces crashed out of the 2024 playoffs, humbled by the New York Liberty. Their offense, once a force to be reckoned with, faltered at the worst possible moment, dropping nearly 7 points in offensive rating. To make matters worse, Kelsey Plum and Chelsea Gray saw their shooting percentages plummet during the postseason, leaving fans questioning how such a powerhouse could unravel so quickly.
We have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that, because I really like that group. They're a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too.
As the dust settles on their disappointing season, the real drama begins. The Aces are sinking fast, with key personnel abandoning ship. Coach Becky Hammond was blunt. This team won't be the same in 2025. That's an understatement. The front office is in disarray, general manager Natalie Williams is gone, and her top assistants have followed. It's a mass exodus, and chaos reigns.
Despite back-to-back championships and a deep playoff run this season, the Las Vegas Aces have fired general manager Natalie.
Here's where it gets interesting. Kelsey Plum, the Aces' sharpshooting star, is rumored to be eyeing a move to the Golden State Valkyries. The team hit her with a core designation, but that's like trying to plug a leak with a paper towel. They're offering her a supermax contract worth $250,000 for the 2025 season, yet Plum still seems ready to bolt. It's proof that even big money can't always secure loyalty.
What is going on in their locker room? Like, this Aces team is falling apart. This is not a coach that I would want to play.
How did the mighty Aces fall so quickly? Could their own success have set the stage for their downfall? Back-to-back championships, an all-star loaded roster, and the glitzy allure of Las Vegas. It's the stuff of dreams. But while they basked in their own glory, the rest of the league caught up. Now, the Aces are facing the harsh reality that pride often precedes the fall. The big question is whether they can salvage their future, or if this marks the end of an era in Sin City. It's almost as if their peak success ignited the very downfall they're now facing. Who knew staying on top could lead to such a dramatic crash?
We talked a lot of smack last year. I'm sure they heard it, and they got to smack us this year. So, for us, we will have a long off season.
You know what they say about an empty throne? Everyone wants to claim it. But in the case of the Las Vegas Aces, it's more like a sinking ship with no captain. The front office is eerily silent, and guess who could be the last one standing? Coach Becky Hammond. But can one person navigate this storm? Let's break it down. Free agency is here, but who's making the calls? Still no general manager in sight. Hammond, however, might be planning a Cheryl Reeve-style takeover, combining both coach and GM roles. It's a bold power move, but is it too much too soon? Hammond's already suggesting major changes, saying the team needs to critically assess its shortcomings and make the necessary moves. Looks like someone's ready to roll up her sleeves and shake things up.
WNBA's newest franchise, the Golden State Valkyries, have named Natalie Nakase as their first ever head coach.
While Hammond gears up for a possible solo mission, her former assistants are taking bold steps of their own. Natalie Nasi has made history by becoming the first Asian American head coach in WNBA history with the Golden State Valkyries. Meanwhile, Tyler Marsh has moved on to the Chicago Sky, where he's dealing with a tense and chaotic locker room situation. With so much turmoil, Marsh faces a real challenge in turning the team around.
Chicago, as we just said, has Tyler Marsh as their head coach. He was also an assistant for the Las Vegas Aces, so that's caused a lot of back and forth because they've had two now assistant coaches leave. Natalie Nakase is now the head coach of the Valkyries.
Back in Sin City, the Aces are sinking fast, and there's still no sign of competent replacements for Hammond's top assistants. It's like watching a ship with only the captain remaining, heading straight for an iceberg, and yet you can't look away. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is circling like sharks, sensing blood in the water. This leadership vacuum is more than just a crack in the surface. It's a massive hole that could bring down the Aces dynasty quicker than anyone expected. The team is frantically trying to patch things up, but the water's rising too fast. Can Hammond patch the leaks and save the ship, or is the Aces' reign doomed?
You don't have it every year. It's not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in this.
Let's focus on Kelsey Plum, the Aces' sharpshooting guard, who had been dominating throughout the regular season. However, her playoff performance fell short. In a critical match against the Liberty, Plum only scored 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting, a stark contrast to her season averages of 17.8 points per game, 4.2 assists, and a strong 36.8% from three-point range. With Plum now entering free agency, expect multiple teams to vie for her services, eager to lure her away from Sin City.
Age reminds me a lot of me. Like, you say it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, but like, she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a...
The drama continues as veteran forward Aja Clark feels the weight of the turmoil surrounding the Aces. When assistant coach Tyler Marsh left for Chicago, Clark needed time to process the emotional loss. It wasn't just the departure of a coach, but the loss of a mentor and friend who played a pivotal role in the team's success. Then there's Tiffany Hayes, the seasoned guard who came out of retirement for a championship run with the Aces. Now an unrestricted free agent, her future with the team is uncertain. Will she return for another shot at glory, or is it back to retirement for Hayes?
Seemed like A'ja Wilson was diminishing the accomplishments of players like Kelsey Plum and Paige Bueckers and someone who is her teammate. It felt like she was giving Kelsey Plum a backhanded compliment. And a lot of people, Aces fans, WNBA fans, Kelsey Plum fans, across the board really had a problem with this video, and it really left a sour taste in their mouth.
Remember Kate Martin, the Aces' promising young prospect? Well, she's now a member of the Golden State Valkyries. The expansion draft selected her, and within 48 hours, Martin was on a plane to San Francisco, ready to begin her new journey.
Moving on to the Las Vegas Aces, another big storyline in this draft was that Kate Martin was drafted to the Golden State Valkyries.
Here's what's causing a stir. Becky Hammond's not-so-subtle jabs at her own players. She's been calling them out for caring more about their Instagram followers than their free throw percentages. It's as if she's trying to coach a team of influencers rather than basketball players. The once dominant Aces are scrambling to keep their roster intact, playing a high-stakes game of musical chairs. When the music stops, they might not have enough players for a starting 5. The Aces locker room has shifted from championship celebrations to a sour atmosphere, and how they'll recover is anyone's guess.
The whole league has been pissed off for the last 8 months, and my players are in commercials and this and that and being freaking celebrities, and you get distracted.
The Aces on-court drama? It's nothing compared to the chaos off the court. Their behind-the-scenes antics have turned their game day issues into mere child's play. What's unfolding is a full-blown Las Vegas spectacle, threatening to overshadow their performance. Forget the glitz and glamour. The Aces are serving up a completely different form of entertainment, one that fans definitely aren't betting on. In reality, it's not just the games they're losing. They're rapidly losing public goodwill in the process. They've clearly opted for scandal over championships.
WNBA suspends Becky Hammond for 2 games. They lose a first-round pick in 2025 because Derek Hamby says she was bullied for being pregnant, body shamed, just really harassed because of her pregnancy.
First up, the Dika Ham situation. Pregnancy discrimination in 2024. Ham's lawsuit against the Aces and the WNBA isn't something to overlook. She's accusing them of mistreatment for simply wanting to start a family. The Aces and the league are trying to brush it off, but their defense is looking as shaky as a rookie's first playoff game. And remember Becky Hammond, the coaching savior? She was benched faster than you can say technical foul after making some poor comments about Ham's pregnancy. The league called it a workplace respect violation, and the Aces? Disappointed, of course.
We would like to offer each of you individually a sponsorship for this year in the amount of $100,000. The offer is really simple. We want you to just play. We want you to keep repping Las Vegas.
Here's where it gets wild. The league is investigating rumors of under-the-table benefits, including potential salary cap violations and improper player perks. If these allegations hold, fines, lost draft picks, or worse could follow.
The league is investigating the Aces for potential salary cap circumvention. Back in May, the Las Vegas Convention Authority gave each of the players an additional $100,000 to basically be active in the community.
A'ja Wilson used to worry about which championship ring to wear. Now she's watching her team's reputation crumble faster than a house of cards in a Vegas windstorm. Instead of celebrating victories, she's scrambling to manage damage control while trying to keep the team's on-court performance from sinking. Winning could fix a lot, but no championship parade will wash away this much drama. The Aces are discovering the hard way that what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay there, especially when you're losing both on and off the court.
Everybody can be good here and there, but who can be great every single game, every possession? And that's what I'm trying.
From a fiery exchange with a referee during the Aces playoff game against the Storm to emotional tears courtside, A'ja Wilson's journey has taken a surprising turn. Once hailed as the WNBA's Golden Girl, her recent behavior has fans and analysts questioning if the pressure of a fading dynasty is starting to affect her. Remember when Wilson was full of smiles and humility after winning MVP? Those moments now seem like a distant memory. Today, she's more likely to be seen in tears on the sidelines or sparring with refs. Her social media presence has also shifted, with passive-aggressive comments and clapbacks replacing the inspirational posts. When a fan tweeted, "What happened to our humble MVP?" Wilson simply responded with an eye-roll emoji.
Andy, you know the question for that. You know the answer for that.
Here's the thing. When you're the face of a franchise, every eye roll, scowl, and frustrated outburst is magnified. And lately, A'ja Wilson has been serving up plenty of those. It's no longer just about her performance, it's about her attitude, and frankly, it's not a great look. Even within the Aces camp, opinions are divided. Some teammates praise her competitive spirit, while others are less than thrilled with her recent on-court outbursts. As one anonymous player put it, "It's like walking on eggshells sometimes. You never know what's going to set her off."
Please knew A'ja Wilson was overrated. Eric, let me see your resume. That's what I thought.
Coach Becky Hammond, usually A'ja Wilson's biggest cheerleader, has been unusually silent about her star players' antics. But reading between the lines of her recent comments, it's clear there's concern over the team's focus and dynamics. When asked about Wilson's behavior, Hammond simply said, "We're all working on being better versions of ourselves." The reality is that Wilson's attitude has become more than just a personal issue. It's a reflection of the Aces' broader problems. As the team faces controversy after controversy, her demeanor seems to mirror the franchise's fall from grace. It's like watching the Aces' implosion unfold in real time, through eye rolls and technical fouls.
A little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that. How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
You have to ask, is this the real A'ja Wilson under pressure, or is she cracking from the weight of holding a team that's falling apart? Either way, it's clear that the crown is weighing heavily on her. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's arrival in Indiana has ignited the WNBA. This basketball phenom is not just changing the game, she's rewriting it. The Indiana Fever, once the league's doormat, are now the team to watch. At the helm is Kelly Koff, back as team president. She's the mastermind behind the Fever's golden era, which included their 2012 championship and 13 playoff appearances in 17 seasons.
There's something about the way she plays the game, her passing, her shooting, that people really identify with. Oh, I really feel like we're poised and we're set up for a great, successful next era of Fever basketball.
The Fever didn't stop there. They secured Amber Cox as GM, a woman with connections that would make any Hollywood agent envious. Plus, they pulled off the ultimate homecoming by hiring Stephanie White as head coach. White isn't just any coach. She's Indiana basketball royalty, having played for Purdue and the Fever before leading the team to the 2015 WNBA Finals.
Future is so bright, and our ultimate goal is to hang another banner in the field house. And our ultimate goal is to come back in here after we win that championship and celebrate again like we did in 2020.
Caitlin Clark's debut season was nothing short of sensational. She shattered 62 records, brought unmatched energy to the team, and drew league-wide attention. But beyond the stats, her leadership revitalized the Fever's culture, with a rising core that includes standout players like Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and seasoned guard Kelsey Mitchell. The Fever's prospects are shining. Their commitment to fostering a strong, supportive environment is paying off, with a focus on long-term growth and team chemistry. Word around the WNBA is that Indiana's revitalized front office, along with Clark's magnetic appeal, is making the Fever a top destination for talent.
We are at a point where we have an attractive group, we have a great organization, we can attract a few free agents to come here and bolster and keep us on the path that we're on.
The Fever aren't just gathering talent, they're cultivating a culture centered on teamwork, player development, and a winning mindset. It's a stark contrast to some other teams in the league struggling with drama. The Fever's rebuild is about more than just winning games. It's about reshaping the entire WNBA landscape. With the right leadership, culture, and a generational talent like Caitlin Clark, they're proving that a franchise can turn around quickly. Get ready, WNBA. The Fever are on the rise, and they're bringing the heat.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid. I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preach there's so much more to life than just...
The WNBA landscape is shifting dramatically. The once dominant Aces are in freefall, while the Indiana Fever rise from the ashes. At the heart of this turnaround is Caitlin Clark, a game-changer determined to elevate her team. As the Aces learn humility the hard way, the Fever show what happens when talent meets smart leadership. This shakeup could reshape the league's power dynamics for years to come. In the WNBA, today's underdogs could become tomorrow's champions. It's a feverish new era. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.